If you've been selling on Amazon for any amount of time, you know that unpredictability is a part of this business. And right now, we are facing quite the level of uncertainty in the global trade environment. This video is not meant to be political. I'm making this video because we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, and more importantly, talk about what it means for you as an Amazon seller or soon to be Amazon seller. So first, let's talk about what a tariff is. A tariff is a tax imposed by the government on imported goods, meaning that if you're a US-based company importing your goods from overseas, the US government is imposing a tax on those goods or raw materials. Tariffs can be a tool that's used to raise money for the government or gain leverage in economic trade negotiations. At the time I'm making this video, tariffs are as high as 145% on goods imported from China, which definitely impacts US-based businesses that import goods and raw materials. So what does this mean for Amazon wholesale and arbitrage sellers in particular? Well, you're probably going to be facing some price increases on your cost of goods. So for me, I run an Amazon wholesale business where I buy name brand products in bulk from both brands and distributors. I then have these brands shipped to Amazon's warehouse, and Amazon fulfills my customer orders when they come in. Many of these USA-based brands that I purchase goods from actually import their goods and raw materials from other countries like China. And because of this, I've talked with multiple brands over the past couple of weeks, and there's just a whole lot of uncertainty in the market. Brands that are importing, especially from China, just have things kind of in limbo. I currently have about 5 or 6 brands that have notified me of price increases. I also have brands that do 100% of their manufacturing in the US, so they haven't been affected at all by the tariffs. So basically what's happening right now in my business is that about 5 or 6 brands have passed along this additional cost of the tariff onto my cost. And in turn, me as the retailer, I'm just raising my prices on Amazon. So oftentimes, this is what happens when external factors end up increasing pricing, is that the cost goes back on the consumer. That being said, it's really all going to vary based on what the level of the tariff is and how much the brand is actually feeling these tariffs. So if I get a price increase, I'm just going to raise my price on Amazon just to preserve the profit margin that I was making before. And at the same time, I'm going to assess the demand at that increased price. So we as online retailers can't just shoot our prices up by 50%. We have to slowly raise our pricing for, one, we don't want Amazon to suppress the buy box, which is where Amazon reduces visibility of your product listing because they believe the price is too high. And number two, we also don't want consumers just to totally lose interest in the products we're selling. So because of that, we have to increase our prices incrementally. And in a worst case, if demand does reduce because of your price increase, well, we may have to revert our prices back to what they were and just take a lower profit margin altogether. There are many products that we carry in the CPG category, which stands for consumer packaged goods. And a lot of these goods are necessities for the consumer. So they tend to have a lower average selling price, and the price increase is really not going to be that substantial. On the other hand, products that are higher average selling prices and considered non-essential goods, we may have some more price resistance on the consumer side. So it's really just all case by case. Now, what does this price increase mean for private label sellers? And I have to be honest, if you're a private label seller, you're in a tough situation.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Especially if you're importing goods from China. I personally know private label sellers who are currently investigating if they can retarget their sourcing from countries outside of China or even take their sourcing within the US. That being said, the news about tariffs is evolving very rapidly, so we could potentially see these tariffs reduced substantially. So if you're a private label seller, while you may want to be looking into retargeting your sourcing in other countries, I would probably avoid doing anything drastic because it could be disadvantageous to you if you make a massive change in your supply chain and the tariffs just end up getting reduced by a substantial amount. All in all, does this mean that it's a bad time to get into Amazon FBA? And the answer is that it depends on your business model. If you're a private label seller, you may want to hold off a bit, especially if you had plans to import goods from China. Manufacturing, importing, and new product development are definitely riskier strategies during this time of uncertainty. 145% tariffs aren't going to last forever, so you may want to consider just stashing cash and getting ready to make a future investment in private label or considering manufacturing within the US until these uncertain issues subside. If you're doing Amazon wholesale like me, aside from a few price increases, it's pretty much business as usual. And I talk about this a lot with Amazon wholesale. Amazon wholesale, specifically brand direct, we are mitigating a ton of risk and we're maximizing reward. This is because we're purchasing name brand products that customers know, like, and trust. We're getting all of the benefits of owning the brand without taking on any of the risk on the manufacturing and marketing side. Now, I still believe we are living in a time right now where it is the best time to get into Amazon FBA, and more specifically, getting into brand direct wholesale. Even better, why not take it a step further and secure exclusive agreements with brands? This is where you are 100% the only authorized seller on Amazon, and you get all the sales for that brand. The brand handles all the manufacturing, and we, as the e-commerce partner, capitalize on the brand equity that they spent years building, but we also help cultivate and grow that brand equity both on Amazon and other e-commerce marketplaces. We're pouring fuel on an already burning fire, not trying to light the fire from scratch. I say this a lot, and it's not an exaggeration. One brand exclusive could quite literally bump you to a new tax bracket. As business people, we're always looking to minimize risk and maximize reward. And right now, brand direct wholesale is a great way to do that, especially in this global trade environment that is just so uncertain. So watch this video next, and I'll walk you through exactly how to implement brand direct wholesale on Amazon step by step.